Welcome to our van tour. I'm Shyla.
I'm Brad.
This is Sophia.
And this is Cannoli. Welcome to our home.
We're Brad and Shyla. In 2020, we sold all of our belongings and bought a van. We spent the past year traveling the Pacific Northwest, all while building out our tiny home on wheels. And now we're ready to show you how it all turned out.
We bought a Ram ProMaster 2500. It's the 159-inch wheelbase, so it's the perfect size for us. It's the medium size. For the exterior of our van, we went with some top choices. Starting out, we went with our 360-watt Solaria panel. It is pretty big, but it's specifically designed to work in inclement weather, and that is held down by Unistrut and some roof mounts. Also up above, we have two MaxxAir Deluxe fans. It's the 7500 edition. Both are automatic up and down, 10-speed variable. We also have a Wii Boost. This is the exterior antenna. Don't look too closely at it. We broke it the other day and it is now duct taped, but it still works. Pretty happy about it. So lastly, on this side, we have a motion detector light. It's battery operated. In Portland, we had a lot of people trying to break into our van, so we bought one of those and installed it to kind of deter people from, trying to break into our van. For the garage space of our van, that's kind of the brains of the whole operation. On this side, we have a hatchet, just because you never know when you're going to need one. Right here, we have our intake for our fresh water system. We have a 32-gallon freshwater tank back here. In front of that, we have a diesel holding tank for our Chinese diesel heater up front. Moving on to this side, we have our solar charge controller. Below that, we have our Wii Boost interior module unit thing. I'm not sure what to call that. Behind that stuff, we have our 2000-watt Cotec inverter. And then below that, behind this little sliding door, we have two 100 amp hour lithium ion Rely-On batteries. And then also under here, we have our 12-volt fuse box. For the rest of the garage space, it's just filled up with the excess stuff we need. We have some tools, we got some camera equipment, we got some peat moss, snow chains. This is our rinse kit, our portable shower situation, which we'll show you that later. Some yoga mats, some laundry, some extra blankets, just the extra stuff you need on the road. Let's take it back to the inside and see what's going on in there.
So starting off with the inside, one of the biggest decisions that we first made when we chose the van layout was the fixed bed. So a lot of people choose either the fixed bed or the bed that goes down into a dinette where they have a table and two benches. We chose a fixed bed because prior to van life, we actually had a Tempur-Pedic queen size mattress. We did not want to give it up, so we kept it and built the van around that. So we do have our Tempur-Pedic queen size mattress in the van. That's why we chose the fixed bed, and that's also why the bed is at this height. A lot of people put their beds up higher, giving them a lot more garage space. We did the bed at this height specifically so we can sit up in bed and not hit our heads on the ceiling. We also have this custom headboard, which is really nice, gives us something to rest against. It's a really nice backrest for a bench. Underneath our bench is where we have the dog's little area for their bed, and then the basket for all of their toys and leashes and all of that as well. Up here we have kind of our power center. This is going to be our inverter controller, so whenever we need to use any of our plugs, we will turn this on. We have 120-volt plugs in the van. We have two of them. Both of them have USB chargers, which is really handy. Brad's friend Jordan customized all of our outlet covers, so thank you, Jordan, for making those. All of our lights are on a dimmer switch, which is really handy. So we have two Max Deluxe air fans for circulation. We have one in the back above the bed and then one up front right by the stove, so that way when we're cooking we have really good ventilation. And this is the remote that we control both of them with. With the ceiling, we chose to do an embossed wallpaper. Brad's stepdad came up with this great idea to use this product, and we absolutely love it. We wanted to make sure that whatever we finished the ceiling with didn't take up any room. Brad is taller, so we wanted to make sure that he didn't hit his head on anything. So we used the embossed wallpaper and we painted it white. We also have 8 LED puck lights along the top, and then we have 4 LED lights that run underneath our cabinets, and those are all on a dimmer switch. With our insulation, we chose to go with Havelock wool because of its natural properties, and there's no off-gassing that comes off of it. We used Havelock wool for the whole van insulation. On the roof, because we wanted to make sure we didn't sacrifice any ceiling height, we went with Havelock wool as well, and then we did a sound deadener, and we did a plywood, which is what the wallpaper is adhered to, is the plywood. This is our kitchen. We chose this layout because we wanted to keep it nice and open. Starting off with the sink. The sink is a 15-inch by 15-inch square. It's nice and deep, and we chose this specific sink because we wanted to make sure that we would have plenty of room to do dishes. If I needed to rinse my hair in the sink, I can. It also comes out and it can move around. Our water pump turn on is right there, so we have full water. Our 32-gallon freshwater tank is what supplies us with the water, and it drains into a 7-gallon gray tank, which is located under the sink. This over here is our soap dispenser, which comes in handy. We also have these butcher block countertops. We chose to go with butcher block because of the durability. We did a food safe stain on it, so it's completely food safe. We really wanted to make sure that with all the wear and tear it's gonna go through, because this is our main prep space, that it definitely would withstand everything, and it has. For the backsplash, we chose to go with a peel and stick. It feels like tile, but it's not. It's peel and stick. It's a 1/4 of an inch thick. We didn't want to do tile because we heard, it cracks with all the moving that we're doing continuously. So this is amazing. We really like it. It's super durable, cleans really nicely. This is also where our other 120-volt outlet is, right here. Again, we have the custom outlet covers from Brad's friend. All of our lights, like I said, are on a dimmer switch, which is very handy. We really like that. With our storage, we really wanted to make sure and maximize what we could, so we made these spice racks. These spice racks offer way more storage than we would have had we not gone with this option. So it's really handy to be able to put all of our spices in there, and it saves us space in our upper cabinets. These bags right here are from Russia. They're hand woven bags. They're a little smaller than we initially planned, but they work perfectly for our van. This top drawer is where we keep all of our silverware in here. And then this second drawer is more utensils for cooking. We have a junk drawer, and then Brad and I both have our toiletry drawers. This is our Dometic fridge. It has 3.8 cubic feet of space inside. We went with the larger version because we wanted to make sure we had adequate food storage. We absolutely love it. This is definitely one of my favorite things in the van. Plenty of space, as you can see. And it has a freezer, which is very, very important.
A little surprise in there for you.
I love lasagna. This is our oven. I love this oven. This is our Suburban 22-inch oven and stovetop. We love it. We went back and forth a lot about whether to do a electric stovetop or if we should do a removable stovetop, and if we should even do an oven. But Brad is a baker and a pastry chef, and we both decided that it's really important that if we want to, we can make bread or pizza, whatever we wanted to be able to make it. So this has a 3-burner range. It runs off of propane. We have 3 5-pound tanks that are underneath the oven. Each one of those lasts us about a month with daily use. Absolutely love this. Like I said, it's 3-burner range, which is actually a lot of space. Most vans have the 2-burner range, so I really like that it has the 3. Inside, it is quite large, also doubles as storage. It definitely fits everything we need it to, so that was a huge plus. So in this cabinet right here, we have those 3 5-pound propane tanks, which I talked about. We also have all of our cast iron pans, our Dutch oven. All of our really heavy stuff is down here. It's the safest place for it. We do have a carbon monoxide detector that is located right back there. We also have a fire extinguisher that is located underneath the sink, so we are very safe. This just has our laundry stuff and paper towels. Definitely a lot of storage down there. We also have this really nice handy shoe rack, which we put our shoes in, and then it also holds our nice table, which we'll show you in just a little bit. This right here is our knife rack. My friend Brittany and her family gifted this to us. Thank you so much. This keeps all of our knives and utensils from flying all over the place when we're on the road. It is very handy, and it definitely saves all of our utensils from flying everywhere. These are our upper cabinets. We chose to do them the complete length of this side of the van. We did not do the upper cabinets on the other side of the van just because we wanted to make sure to keep that open feel, and we didn't want to hit our heads on the other side. So on this side we have ample storage. This one right here has all of our dishes and our oils and all of that on this side. Over here we have our pantry, which it does have a lot of storage space in it too. And then if we go on, we have Brad has these 2 cupboards. These are for his clothes. We also have a remote back here, which is a little hard to see. This remote is for our Chinese diesel heater. And this is another one of his cabinets. You can see it has all of his clothes. And then mine is down there. So right here we have our 5 kilowatt Chinese diesel heater. It's located directly under the drawers. It's the perfect placement to blow right at the dogs, keep them nice and warm. We really like this Chinese diesel heater. It doesn't take that long to heat up this small space, so we definitely recommend it. Underneath our sink, we have a cabinet. Up top is where we keep all of our, like toiletries, anything that you would have kind of underneath your kitchen sink as far as cleaners is there, as well as anything that you would have in your medicine cabinet is there. And then down here is where we have our fire extinguisher, we have our trash, and then behind our trash can we have our 7-gallon gray tank, which with heavy use, if we're using the water all the time, I'd say we have to empty the gray tank out about once a week. I'd say that's pretty fair. So once a week we empty it out. Of course, everything we use is biodegradable. All of our soap we use. So we're very conscious and aware about what we're putting into the gray tank, as well as how we dispose of it too. So that's really important that you pay attention to those things and not just use whatever, and you don't just dump your gray tank anywhere. So this curtain I made, this material is really, really thick material. It also helps keep us warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I made it so it could be placed on this track. It's very, very handy to have this. Like I said, it also gives us privacy as well as keeps the temperature relatively stable. When we open this, we have storage up here. We kept this all stock. Everything in the cabin and up here, this was all here before we moved in. This is a bunch of random stuff. All of our electronics are up here, board games. It's kind of a catch-all. This material that this curtain is made out of is also the same material that all of our window coverings are made out of. Thank you, Mom, for providing us these. Inside all of our window coverings are Reflectix to keep the temperature in here stable as well. So it keeps us warm in the winter and cold in the summer. They're also magnetized, so you just pop them up like this. And there's magnets that stick to the door. When we have the curtains closed and all the window coverings on, we definitely forget where we're at just because it feels so homey in here. So I would definitely recommend good window coverings for comfort. One of the really important things Brad and I discussed when deciding our layout of our van was the bathroom situation. We did not want to do a fixed bathroom because it takes up so much space, and we wanted to make sure to keep that open feeling. So we had an alternative idea. We decided to go with a composting toilet, and we built it into this box right here. It is on 500-pound drawer slides, so it is very stable. There is also a fan for full ventilation in it that's running at all times so you don't smell anything. There's a lever right here that locks it in place and unlocks it when you need to use it. You push it down and pull it out. You take off the lid, and there you have it. We have a urine diverter that goes into a tank, and then we have a bucket for the solid waste. Then when you're done, take the top back on, and then it just locks back into place. Over on this side we have this bench. Right now it's locked into place, so to unlatch it you just reach your hand back here, you unlatch it, and it rolls right out. With this bench it provides us more storage. So right now we just keep extra clothes in there. This just slides right back on top. And then our table is next. So with our table we have a lagoon mount, and I'm going to set it up for you. First step is this. We mounted our lagoon mount onto the toilet. It just seemed to work out the best for what we needed it. Just like that. We wanted our table to be large enough to where 2 people can sit on each side of the bench and be able to eat. So each bench is made for 2 people. It's a little tight, but we live in a van. So this is awesome because this is on a swivel. It can go many directions. It's really, really convenient. This is where I work most of the time. Brad's stepdad made this table completely by hand. Thank you so much. We really like it. Like I said, it is the perfect size for the space. Then when we're done with it, we just put it all back. It's relatively easy. We just take this off. And just like that, everything's back to normal. I chose van life because I was kind of just in this spot in my career where I wanted a change. I was ready for the next step. I've always loved traveling, but I haven't really had the chance to travel the way I want to. So with van life, we kind of got into this rabbit hole of watching videos and seeing other people do their build outs, and before we knew it, we had a van and we're building it out. It really offers you, like I mentioned earlier, it offers you the flexibility and capability to travel and adventure the way you want to.
When we began looking for a van, we drove up and down the West Coast looking for the perfect van for us. We even put in a few offers on some white models, but we didn't really love the white model and those offers weren't accepted. So one day we just wound up making a deal for this online, and a couple days later we were saying goodbye to our Prius and hello to our new adventure.
Sharing a small space together, it definitely has its challenges, but Brad and I get along. We've been together for over 7 years, so I feel like at this point we already know each other well enough. It's definitely one of those things where you quickly realize it's going to work or it's not going to work. I think it's worked really well so far. I feel like we've definitely grown closer, and it's fun. It's really fun, especially with the 2 dogs. It does get cramped at times, but the adventure's worth it.
We had a small apartment in Portland, so we're kind of used to being in close quarters and being around each other, but now it's all the time, and it's not a big deal. I don't mind it. There's no one else I'd rather be on the road with.
How we funded our build is while we built it out, we also worked. So we took a year to build out the van from start to finish. That time we also explored and traveled, and we also worked. We sold both of our cars, everything we had in our apartment, and that's how we funded the initial build. All while working that whole year while we built it out. That's how we funded the build. And how we fund our adventures and travel is I work full-time. I work for a tech startup. I have a fully remote job, which offers me the ability to go anywhere. So that's kind of how we fund our travels right now.
I'd say in that first year of building the van, we probably spent more money traveling and exploring than we did on the actual van, because it was just so enticing. The second you get the bed in here, you want to go, and so that's what we did. But
when we first moved into the van, it was only the bed platform, nothing else. We didn't have any water, power, nothing. We had a small ice chest and duffel bags and all of our tools to work on the van. So we didn't have flooring, we had absolutely nothing in here. So definitely challenges arose. But we really loved the fact that we could go to the beach anytime we wanted. We really spent a lot of time traveling and instead of working on the van. So that's kind of why it took us the year time to get it fully done, is because oftentimes we're like, well, we could work on the van or we could go here for the weekend. So it definitely took us a while to finish the van build, but I'd say, you know, the travel of that year was fully worth it. So my most challenging moment in the van so far has been with the power. Because I work full-time remote, I need power continuously to charge my laptop and my jetpack, which is a mobile hotspot. So I need power throughout my day, and we recently have had a little snafu with our power situation. We've been doing a lot of off-roading and dry camping, so it has jiggled things loose and it loosened one of our cords to our power system, so we weren't getting an adequate amount of power. That's my biggest challenge, is making sure we have enough power. Generally, we always have power. I love our power system. Our solar panel is amazing. It provides plenty, but lately we've just had little things where we've had to figure out how to adapt and fix it.
especially with having to find power in the middle of your shift, it gets a little stressful.
So that was our van tour. We hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been long awaited, but we're so excited it's finished. We're absolutely ecstatic on how it came out. We're curious to see what you guys think, so leave comments down below. All the links and descriptions for everything we used will be in the description. And also, for more details, go check us out on all the socials, Trippin' with Brad and Shyla.
Especially YouTube.
Yeah.
We are super proud of you, and we love you guys. And we hope you have so much fun.
It's gonna be living the dream, literally, in your perfect little tiny home.
Say her word. I'm living vicariously. How do I turn it off?
One shader, 150 square feet.
So excited for you guys. Just seeing everything, all the work you guys have put into it, just like this whole time.
I like your van, and it's really awesome, and I'm so excited for you guys, and just congrats, and I'm jealous.
The van's incredible. I'm so stoked for you. I'm so stoked for you and Shyla. Like, I have nothing else to say.
I don't think we could fit any more people in